A late-night assault by Nicaraguan police in the city of Masaya sent dozens of people running for cover. There have been weeks of violence here, with protesters demanding the resignation of President Daniel Ortega. Officers fired live rounds against some of the demonstrators. Volunteer doctors, expecting to receive patients with critical injuries, prepare a makeshift emergency room, using whatever they have at their disposal. Medical supplies are limited, and these doctors are working in total secrecy. Not only are they risking their lives, they've also lost their jobs at the public hospital over their efforts to treat anti-government supporters wounded during the demonstrations. From a secret location and hiding his identity, one doctor tells us he can no longer go back to his home.
I decided to leave my home. I haven't been to my house in 44 days in order to be in a safe area, isolated from my family, just to feel safe.
The doctor adds that when the political conflict began, public hospitals directed medical personnel not to treat wounded demonstrators. 15-year-old Jose was shot twice by a police officer during a demonstration on April 20th. Medical students at the local university treated his injuries, but he says he was denied care when he arrived at the public hospital.
I was waiting for around 9 hours without medical attention. When I arrived at the hospital, I was finally treated with everything I needed. They said the bullet had crossed from left to right. I was told what happened to me was a miracle.
Doctors at this private clinic say that many who died during the unrest would still be alive if the government wasn't preventing access to public health facilities.
We have been witnesses. We've shared in the suffering and pain of the people during this brutal repression. These are crimes against humanity that cannot go unpunished.
Despite the risk, doctors and volunteers continue to gather supplies donated by opposition supporters in secret locations. Police have so far not made any public statement on the response to the demonstrations. Over 100 people have died since confrontations with government forces began over 1 month ago. The volunteer medical community says that without an end to the violence in cities like Masaya, the death toll will continue to rise. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Managua.